But my idea is to, with some sort of equipment that is capable of this, go snorkeling and attempt to talk to the whales and dolphins. We would have to do this during cancer season for obvious
Of course.
reasons.
Well, that's when the veil between humans and the marine life is at its
And the
thinnest.
sea
Manic.
Pixie.
Jump scare. Hosted by Quinn Murphy
And Becca Hobart.
Hi,
Hey,
we're Quinn. And we're
we're
Becca.
Becca. And welcome to Manic Jump Scare, a podcast where Becca and I talk openly about our shared delusions
Passions
and
and love for
love
each
each
other.
other.
Wow, opposite vibes,
Very yin and
but
yang.
so well harmonizing and complementing each other, just as we do so naturally. And Quinn, as your other half, I was wondering, I was kind of just like wondering what's going on with you right now.
Oh my God. Straight into it this week. And we love
Yep.
that. But yeah. So guys, things have changed. Becca, before we started recording, pointed out how quickly people switch up. And I am one of the people who has switched up because I've been talking about unemployment on here for weeks. And that's just not the reality I'm living in anymore, guys.
Let's
So yeah, let loose.
go.
I said let loose.
Yes.
But yeah, guys, it is the current event that I am employed. I actually start work this week. Isn't that a crazy thing to
Wow.
say? Isn't that a crazy thing to say? Um,
Wow.
and yeah, so actually, if we can believe it or not, I have what's known as two jobs.
Quinn, this is legendary. This is so exciting.
I'm giving very much Julian from or Julius from Everybody Hates Chris. And that I have two jobs.
You're giving
Um,
me.
yeah, I'm giving Becca, and that I want so many times throughout this podcast I wanted to be Becca so bad, and now I'm on my way to that. I'm on my way to that.
Yeah. Look
Um,
at you.
so yeah, one of my jobs is a summer camp job, so it doesn't start until a little bit later in the summer, and
Okay.
then. But my job that I'm starting this week is I forget if I've even talked to Becca about this, but I will be working at a winery.
Yes. Yes.
So
I didn't
true,
know about
guys.
that, but that's so
I think
exciting.
I meant to tell you, but we just never got to it. But
Are you a sommelier?
yeah, kind of.
Oh. Way to one up barista slash bartender.
I've had this thought. No, this week I was like, well, I set out to be like a barista, like that was my mission. But now I'm doing something that I'm,
You surpassed it
just as
somehow,
passionate about.
if not more so.
If not more so. And
Wine.
alcohol costs way more money than
Starbucks.
coffee. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So but yeah, it all happened very quickly because when did we record last week? Do we record probably
Tuesday?
Tuesday? Um I'd had both interviews I think by then. But yeah, it all materialized last week. I got both job offers
Yay.
last week, and then I yeah, and guys, can I tell you I do have another interview this week.
Really?
Yeah, for a job just to see. I've actually had two interview. I had an interview after I got the one job because I was just like, oh, let me go in and see it. And then I have another interview this week that it's been like so weird scheduling,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, but like I said, my like camp job doesn't start till like later in the summer. So,
Mm-hmm.
and now I have like tangible hours to be like, okay, girl, this is when I can work, this is when I can't. What can we do about that? Um,
Yeah.
and so I don't know. I'll go. And it's like it's nice now because I don't like need the job. I'm like,
Right.
I'm gonna be collecting my coins
Oh my
irregardlessly.
God.
So,
Thank God. The income.
but yeah,
It's her time to come in.
it's her time. We're ushering in the income, and
Mm-hmm.
my goal was to have an income by May. I didn't quite make it, but it's okay because so much of it is out of my control. But we're here May 9th, and I did also have a dog sitting job over the weekend, and I brought in some income for that. So
Yes.
I did also text Becca today a screenshot. I was doing a non-discrimination and harassment prevention training for my new job, and
Hmm.
they were choosing like the wildest like things because I think they were like trying to be like inventive and not want it to be like, oh, this guy's being racist. Like they wanted to like be a little bit more like, oh, this is something
Materialize
you haven't
it.
thought about before.
Yeah.
And so there was this guy who a new person joins his work and he's like a jokester, but then the jokester starts joking about the fact that this guy has type 1 diabetes,
Oh
which
my
Becca
God. It's
is one
all
of the
too
most famous people
real.
to ever have it. So,
Yeah. My
yeah, I had to
God.
send it to her and I was like, we should use this program when we have MPJ Enterprises and we have to have everybody do their diversity training.
All our employees.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
know how not to treat Miss Becca.
You can't joke about that.
You
Only I
can't,
can.
you cannot joke about diabetes in the workplace.
Mm-mm,
Not,
mm-mm.
oh, not, oh.
Now, when we go out for drinks, different, totally different
And
situation.
that's part of the training. It's like work just might not be the place for what you want to do. But
Oh
anyway,
my God. One of the
uh,
questions, can you bully Becca's diabetes when you guys go out? Yes, you
yes,
can.
yeah,
And
guys,
it would be
yeah, it's
false to say you
okay.
can't.
Well,
Yeah.
like I don't know, you might. It's just then we can't. It's not workplace harassment. It's just regular harassment at that point.
Okay. So kind of like a hands-off situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's above our pay grade at that point.
Yeah. We've done too much. But also we're inviting our employees for drinks
Yeah, maybe we need to
in
reconsider
this
that in the
universe.
fantasy.
Okay.
Hmm.
Something to think about.
Are we the problem?
Are we the issue? Okay.
But yeah, so I have jobs, I have income coming in, bills no longer affected, or at least we're on our way.
I'm honestly so happy for you.
Aw,
It's just, what can a girl say other than you needed this?
I know. I was grinding. I was grinding.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
changed my Indeed preferences. I turned off those fucking emails.
Thank God.
They won't be hitting me up anymore.
I
Um,
actually need to do that right now live on air.
Live on air, Becca's gonna do
Turn
that.
off those damn emails.
And while Becca does that, I will say a little synchronicity. So I started into the week with a job offer last week. So I got my first job offer on Monday and then my last one on Friday. And then it was
Okay.
nice because what was Friday night but the Muna concert?
Yes. So
Yeah.
you got to celebrate.
And I bought these tickets. Literally, the funny thing about it is I bought them in like December or whatever when they announced this tour, maybe January. Because they were like, I forget how much they were, but they weren't that much. And I was like, Muna's like my obsession. And so I was like, okay, I might need to buy these. I got the Zoomies. Do you know when you get the Zoomies after buying something and you're like,
Yeah.
like I fully had like, I felt like cracked out after buying these tickets. Like, and so I felt happy about that. And then it happened that it was literally on the day I got my second job offer. So talk about synchronicity.
Oh my God,
I
amazing.
got a little built-in reward for, my hard work, for the fruits of my labor.
On Indeed.com.
Yeah, exactly. And guys, Muna, if you have not been to a Muna show, you need to get thee to a nunnery. And by that I mean the Muna show. Because
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
first of all, if you're a queer person and you want to be in community, girl, go to the Muna show. You see all types of. If Fox News showed up to a Muna show, they would not know what the fuck to do with themselves. Like
They
Tucker
would
Carlson,
combust.
Tucker Carlson at the Muna show would be scaring the nation. Like
Yeah.
he would be talking to Tooth, Nail, uh, Eyelash, like whoever. But there are so many just queer people. And when I went to the bathroom, like right when I got to the venue, and right on the sign on the bathroom, there was a sign that said, "At the request of Muna, all bathrooms in the venue have been made gender neutral tonight."
Yes.
Yes, and I felt clowned on because I was like looking for the men's room, and I crossed all the way from one side of the venue where I was to the other side of the venue to find the men's room, and I was like, I could have gone the ladies
They didn't let
this
me
whole
know.
time, this whole time.
The
Um,
nudies?
yeah, but the Muna concert was so good. The Nova Twins opened for them, and I was gonna be there for that originally because I wanted to get there early. But then, guys, what am I good at but being late?
Mm.
Um,
Did
and
you go
so
alone?
I did. I did. I
Wow,
only go to Muna
nice.
concerts alone.
Lovely.
Not as like a rule, but it's just something that's happened twice. If
Yeah.
I had a nickel,
So,
I'd only have two nickels, but it's kind of weird that it happened twice though. Um,
thank you.
but yeah, so I got to talk to some fellow concert goers, which was fun.
Okay.
And I came in for like the last three songs of the Nova Twins. Do you know them at all?
No.
They're these British girls who like make like punk rock music, like kind of new
Oh,
metal, like it's like intense a little bit. Um,
interesting.
and so it was like they're very talented musicians. I'm not sure if it's exactly like my type of music really, but
Mm-hmm.
they are very talented and it was fun to watch them, even though I watched them for a short time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Muna, oh, the set was very similar to the one I saw in August, girl, I have no qualms about.
Mm-hmm.
But they did do a lot of like their early stuff from like their first LP, which was so cool. And guys, this is another
Ooh.
weird thing that happened. I posted an Instagram last week from pictures I took over winter break this year that I haven't posted for like 4 months because, you know. And I did the caption winter break.muna.mp4. And
Mm-hmm.
then that was on Thursday. Then when I see the concert on Friday, what song do they do but Winter Break?
Perfecto.
That's so
You
weird,
conjured
right?
it. You
I
conjured
know.
it.
I manifested that. No, my powers. I fear my powers sometimes. It's something we've talked about on the podcast.
I totally understand. And as we get closer to cancer season, like I think it's gonna be even it just
We
gets worse by the day.
You are so powerful during cancer season because you have so
I
much
know.
placements.
It's true.
It must be crazy. What's
I
cancer's like bestie sign?
um pardon?
What's cancer's like bestie sign?
Like the sign they're most compatible with?
No, like you know how like Sagittarius and Gemini are like
Oh,
besties?
Capricorn.
Capricorn,
Oh,
okay.
oh, their sister sign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Capricorn.
Do you feel power during Capricorn season too?
What would that be? Like December?
Hmm.
No.
No,
No, actually I don't.
no, actually. And thank you for
I
saying that.
Yeah, I feel more empowered during Sag season, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an empowering season. It's an empowering
It-
time of the year.
exactly. We can't ignore it.
But yeah, the Luna concert
Um,
was so good. I can't describe it. Like I got
did
so
Katie
it's so
keep looking at you
enjoyable.
again?
Yes, she has something. Like she
I
has a
knew it.
quality about her. Like I don't know what is about her performing. Where
Mm-hmm.
like both
Mm-hmm.
times I've seen her perform, I'm like it does feel like she's like staring directly at you.
I love her.
And for me, it's not like that. I had a realization. I'm like, they've all like definitely like noticed me because I'm like standing like a couple of heads above like everyone around me and I'm like jumping around.
For sure.
Um,
They
but
must recognize you.
yeah, I'm like, oh my God, it's me. And they're like, oh my God, hey. But it's just it's such a fun show. It's so good. I was like literally feeling like euphoric during it. I was like, this is amazing.
Oh my God.
And
Lucy is so, so good. Was Bowen there?
no, unfortunately.
Dang it.
They had
Okay.
their show in New York.
Right.
I think like over the weekend I saw some shots from that, but
Yeah.
um, you know, I don't know. He has been at one of their shows before. Um,
Yes. There we go.
but anyway.
Well, that's
So
amazing.
yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with me that I wanted to report to the wider audience.
Mm-hmm.
And so Becca, in the grand tradition, what the hell have you been up to?
Thanks for asking. Um, Basically, again, I've just been working. Not much
Mm-hmm.
has changed. I have had, and this is so, it's almost like I manifested your newsletter this week. Because
Mm-hmm.
guys, if you haven't read over Intellectuals Anonymous this week, the topic was on Quinn's home state and hometown
Mm-hmm.
specifically.
Yeah.
And it was really a journey about place. And I've been thinking for the past week or so about how like I'm feeling empathetic towards suburbia.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what I've been thinking about lately. And it's like I get it. Like I get the simple life and like when it's sunny out and you have like two kids and a dog, like I get why you chose that.
Yeah.
And I've just been so existential about like I can't, it's hard to even put into words, but I'm just like, what is going on? Like, what does anything even mean? Like, what's
Yeah.
worth it to try? Like, like, w- how do you know? I don't know.
No,
It's
and I
crazy.
I like completely get what you mean. And there was originally going to be a like coda to the piece,
Mm-hmm.
because when I first conceptualized this piece, it was obviously when I first kind of came home
Mm-hmm.
in like early March. And so I had all these like thoughts, and there was originally going to be a whole other part of the piece where I talk a lot about safety
Mm-hmm.
and how being in a place where you like grew up, and maybe at least in my community, I don't know about you, Becca, but like my parents grew up in the state I grew up in, and not in the same area, but they grew up in
Mm-hmm.
the same state. And, I'm pretty sure my dad's parents grew up in the same state. And like my mom's parents were definitely here, between here and like Chester County, which isn't too far away either.
Mm-hmm.
So it creates this idea that you have this safety not only because like you feel safe here, but like also your parents were safe here, your grandparents were safe here. And there
Mm-hmm.
is something to that. And it's not just safety in, I make a point of this in the piece, it's not just safety in like, oh, I physically feel like I don't feel like somebody's gonna like intrude my home. There's just like an extra thing to it. Like because other people have lived this way and they've turned out all right, you have that same kind of
Mm-hmm.
assurance.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's I forgot where I was going with it. But there were okay. So there's that whole
Stay
feeling.
with me now.
And that stay
Yeah.
with me now, stay with me now. And there's that whole feeling, and then it kind of like inspires this like inaction and comfortability, at least in myself. That's what I was kind of feeling when I first came home. It's like I can sit on the couch all day and watch Below Deck after Below Deck after Below Deck, and like,
Mm.
oh, suddenly it's like, and this was before daylight savings, but it's like, oh, it's dark out now. And oh, I have to go to bed
Right.
soon, and it's like all that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so there is a part of that safety I at least identified that kind of causes a sort of paralysis and a sort of stasis. And that was originally going to be like a whole other little like part, a little like separate essay to the one
Mm-hmm.
I published this week. But now for like the last 6 weeks, I've been like pretty disciplined about keeping myself on a routine and like doing all the stuff for the newsletter. Like I've been writing a ton, and also like with the job applications and stuff where I don't feel like that's as true now. That idea of
Mm-hmm.
Becca and I identifying like your creative ideas do have a shelf life, and like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you like get an idea, but then you just feel so disconnected from it. And so I realized that I wasn't really feeling connected to that anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
in like a overwhelming way, in the way that I felt it when I first conceived of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do still have moments of that.
I get that. Yeah.
And I think that's what you're saying, right? Like,
Yeah, not so much about like the paralysis of stuff, because like
mm-hmm,
I feel like I am productive in my suburban life, but I think I more so like used to really view normalcy as like an ugly thing, right? And like I
uh-huh,
was terrified of like just being a normal person,
mm-hmm,
but I'm like empathizing with the normal, even if like, and I think a lot of people's normal is generally kind of like still sad, you know? Like you sit all day on TV or you sit all day on your
yeah,
phone and stuff like
mm-hmm,
that. But there's also a normal that's like you have family and friends and you're a happy person and you
mm-hmm.
exercise and you read books and you have a job and stuff like that that I like. I don't know. It's growing more attractive every day, especially during a recession. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I kind of get it. Like
Oh
the cookie
yeah.
cutter kind of thing.
Yeah, like things don't have to be hard, which is always the hard thing about
Yeah.
like being a creative is it's like a hard life.
Right.
And there's been a lot of talk about it with like the writer strike going on, like because of
Hmm.
course there are like shitheads out there who are like, oh well, why? It's like this is the result. Like the writer strike is the result of our society devaluing the work of artists and creatives.
Hmm.
Um, People like there are people who are like, oh, why are the writers even striking? Like, what happened to starving for your art? And it's like, well, first of all,
We don't
when
have to
our
do that.
yeah, well, that's first, and then even more than that, when our art is making billions of dollars for these corporations and they want to
Hmm.
give people literal pennies on those dollars, then like, yeah, people have a right to um
I think that's
expect
unfair.
more out of their yeah,
Yeah.
just like how Starbucks baristas have the right to request more money out of Howard Schultz's flop ass who's making
Hmm.
bank off of their backs.
Yeah.
Um,
And there's sweat and tears and blood in
yeah,
each
literally.
coffee that gets brewed.
I'll it's gonna stay with me for a long time how that man came out of retirement to union bust.
I
He's
hate him for real.
no, he was enjoying his time and he said, oh my god, they're unionizing, get me back in there.
No, when people when people were unionizing, I remember we got like a letter or something. I forget, but it was generally like, oh yeah, memo from Howard, like as as an incentive to like, stay a loyal Starbucks employee, like we will look into getting you guys NFTs. And I was like, oh brother.
Oh
So that's actually not gonna fix a thing
yeah.
if you think about it.
Also, the fact that like he or whoever in Starbucks is not like literally already in prison for like doing that so explicitly anti-union busting stuff of like people at non-unionized stores making better wages than people at unionized stores, like
Hmm.
absolutely criminal what's going on. But like,
It's not great.
yeah, but anyway, digression. But getting back to like the artist piece, it's like our society is so devalued the work of like artists, even
Hmm.
as art has become so much more accessible. And I don't necessarily believe one has caused the other, but it's like, what do people do all day? But like people are like, oh, it also is that same idea of like when you tell people you want to be a creative, like, oh, I want to work in theater, or oh, I want to work in TV, or oh, I want to do this, and people are like, oh my god, that's so like, how are you even gonna do that?
Right.
And it's like, what does everyone talk to each other about but television? Like,
Hmm.
what do
Yeah,
you do when you
exactly.
go
It's
home? You
like
turn on
the biggest
Netflix.
industry. Yeah.
Literally, you turn on Netflix, you turn on Hulu, you turn on whatever. Even reality television, if you watch reality television, those are still creative people. Like those are
Hmm.
still like the story producers, even like the grips and the, Yahtzee people who are working behind the scenes. Like those are creatives in some way.
Hmm.
Art department, editors, like all those people. Um, there's like a lot of jobs if you know where to look. It's just like any other industry. It's just less traditional in that like it's less like and it is and one of the things that's hard about it is like if you go to school and get like a finance degree, you have a like path based on what you want to do.
Right.
You get a job like consulting out of school. Like that's your first step as somebody who wants to, work in finance.
Hmm.
But it's like for creatives, one of the things that's hard about it is like you kind of have to like figure out what your path is going to look like.
Yeah, you have to forge it.
Yeah, because everybody comes to it kind of differently.
Yeah, definitely exhausting
Yeah, and it's like a scary thought.
thing.
But
Yes, for sure.
yeah, and sometimes you very much are like, oh, what is this all for?
About even, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I know. And then I've been examining my own self and I'm like, okay, do I want to do a certain thing because I want external validation from it, or do I want to do it because I want to do it?
Hmm.
That's also scary.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Uh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So I've been exhausted basically, guys,
Yeah.
with my
I
own
don't even think
brain.
it's just like I think the creative aspect adds a little bit to it, but also like I think it is just a thing with like I feel like
As a
nobody talks about how
person.
hard it is to be like a young adult. Like
A 20-year-old teenager. I know.
literally. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I feel like everybody's like, oh my God, your 20s, you're so fun. Like, be irresponsible. But it's like you also feel this like crushing weight of like, oh my God, what is my life gonna be?
What am I gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's crazy.
yeah, but we are podcasting, so
There's something.
there's something.
There's
There's
something going on
literally
into the ether.
something.
And we got some fans, so okay.
Yeah,
That is all
exactly.
worth it there.
Uh,
Exactly. Let me wipe the sweat from my forehead. But yeah, I think I'm just in a mood. It's tourist season, so I am feeling very homey and like, I don't know. Was there a bug?
yeah, there's a bug. Ding, ding, ding.
I know. Got it.
Got it.
Yeah, but so maybe we'll see how I feel during Gemini season.
Yeah, we need to. I forgot it's tourist season. A negative season for all.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that is good during tourist season is like go frolic in that field, like
Literally.
Earth Mama type vibe. But the rest we can do without,
And Mercury retrograde.
guys. But it's almost over. And
A Mercury
Venus is now in
retrograde-
Cancer.
A Mercury retrograde during tourist season. Like they should make that illegal.
I know.
God should make that illegal.
Oh,
It's
rude. It's not nice.
Well, anything else to update the viewing public on, Becca?
Unfortunately, no. I hope next week to have better updates.
I know.
But...
No, like a happiness era is coming upon MPJ, I feel. Like we need to
Oh yeah.
a happiness
Ramp it
era.
up.
Literally, we need to like, okay, everybody's done sulking now.
Yeah.
But-
Everyone get it
I don't know,
together.
guys, it's real out here.
That time of year. It's okay.
But we'll be back in just a second to get into today's topic.
Guys, I'm scared.
What was it? I felt like it was from the future. What does it sound like when somebody gets scared in the future?
Like robotics.
Yeah. And on that note, we're back, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
And so things are getting meta this week, and not as in the company.
No,
Put
no.
that far out of your mind. Put that far out of your mind. But Becca and I are coming up on a year of this damn program. We've been
Which is
producing.
crazy.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my
And
God.
hashtag no days off.
Mm-mm.
We have uploaded through international travels, through
Oh my God.
what are other things that have happened?
Stationary.
Personal injuries,
Oh, yeah.
hectic work schedules,
Pregnancy scares.
pregnancy scares,
Yeah.
changes of
No days-
identity,
Oh my God.
discoveries about families.
Yeah.
And come rain or come shine, we have posted the show. But guys, we are like every day every time we come do the show, we're like, what is going on? Like, what are we gonna talk about this week?
Whoa.
Even for skilled talkers like ourselves. And so this week, Becca and I are coming to the table. We are pitching. We have each come up with 5 new episode topics. This is such a funny. We've each come up with 5 new episode concepts, and we are pitching them to not only ourselves as the executive producers of this show, putting our producer hat on, but also you, the audience. And we know how much you guys love to talk to us, so feel free. If any of these are particularly resonating with you, go to your email, go to our TikTok, go to our Instagram, and let us know what you would like to see on the show. Or if you have ideas yourself of things you would like to us. We've literally done whole episodes based off people's suggestion. And by people,
pitches, yeah.
I mean ectoplasmatic are one of our favorite little jump scares.
Yeah. Thank you, Ecto.
Thank you,
Serving
Ecto.
every day.
They have 2 producer credit. They've produced production credits on 2 episodes. Ceremoniously, not officially. But legally.
Yeah, Ecto, that is not in writing. That is not in writing.
That's why we said ceremoniously. Ecto, we love you, but we're not If anybody makes
can't
money
pay
off
you.
this show, it's gonna be Becca
You,
and I first.
you
Women
are
and
not yet
children
an
first.
employee.
Women, children. And so, but yeah. So, we each have 5 little topics, and so Becca, I would love to invite you to the floor. It's like Shark Tank a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
And you get to now pitch the very first episode topic.
Okay. So my first one is purely selfish
Uh-huh.
because it's just something I really, really want to do. And I don't know the legality of this, but my first episode idea is that for exactly 1 hour, we just do karaoke back and forth live on air.
Okay.
Okay.
That's your
So,
so do you have something more to say?
so basically my idea is like
Okay.
we just play it from our laptops and like I just sing one song and then next you would sing a song that you want to sing and we just do karaoke to each other for 1 hour and I would have fun.
Oh my God. I don't know about the ethic. I don't know about the
The ethics.
not the ethics. I don't know about I don't know about how Spotify or Apple Music or wherever we post this podcast would feel about that. YouTube, however, would not take kindly to that at all.
Oh.
Actually, I don't know about singing our own if we like sing it ourselves
Right.
and like have a
If
backing track.
well, you know that you can like YouTube like karaoke tracks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that would be fine. So yeah, what do you think?
I think that would be a very fun episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, do you know what would be really fun? That'd be really fun, like future, like if this podcast ever gets big enough to do like a live show.
Live show? Oh my God. Okay. Addendum. Perfect live show.
We would no, we would make like a contest. Like we would have like people compete against each other. I feel like we would
Oh my
open the
God.
show and we would be above the
Yeah,
judgment.
of
It would be like
course.
one of us would have to do new rules a la James Charles.
Oh my
The
God.
fact that James Charles used to sing at his meet and greets,
I know. He took that book right out of Madcon's pages.
literally. Ugh.
I'll do Bring Me Little Water now. Bring me little water, Sylvie.
Sylvie. Still waiting
Yeah,
on that
it's
water,
true.
girl. Oh, okay. That is
Okay,
a
anyway.
strong first. That's a strong first. Or if we got like, I could see it being like auxiliary content. Like if we ever like expanded to be one of those like kind of multimedia things, we could like
Multimedia podcast, of course.
we rent out a karaoke bar for a night. Like,
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Vlog style, maybe.
yeah,
All right. Yeah,
strong
so
first pitch.
cool. It's in the books,
Mm-hmm.
in the TBDs. Quinn, I'm dying to hear your first pitch.
So my first pitch was, as most things in my life are, inspired by Below Deck, because one of the ultimate villains of Below Deck, which I just learned in the past week, Jean-Luc.
Yeah.
We can't get into
Criminal.
it right now. We cannot get
Yeah,
into it
it's
right
too
now.
much. It's too much, actually.
If Becca and I ever do start a Below Deck podcast, though, I do feel like we might need to start with
If we ever start,
if we don't
if we pivot like a little bit, we're
If we
just fully
ever,
up
like-
Below Deck.
if we ever decide that we're
one
talking
step
about
to the
Below Deck so
left.
much that we need to like abandon the original concept of this show and just commit to that, or we make a whole
Yeah.
new podcast for that.
Right.
We might need to start with Below Deck Sailing Yacht season 2, and I will talk about that a little bit later in one of my topics. But so anyway, there's this, as Becca talked about, there was this guy who was 6'8" or 6'9" who appeared on the show.
Mhm.
And they called him, one of the charter guests started calling him Daddy Longlegs.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I was like, I haven't thought about Daddy Longlegs in such a long time. They kind of fell off. And so
Okay.
for one episode, I believe we could talk about things that fell off.
Thank you for bringing it up in that way.
Things that used to have like cultural relevance but don't anymore. Like I feel like Daddy Longlegs spiders used to be so much more culturally relevant, and now I just feel like nobody ever talks about them.
No, I actually think you're right. I used to talk about them all the time when I was a child.
Maybe
No?
it is like a childlike thing to talk about a daddy long leg spider, but now it's
because
just
you kind
like,
of run into them like on the playground,
oh, that
whereas I
is
don't so much anymore.
a specific part of culture. Yeah.
Hmm
Mm-hmm.
And then Bo and Yang did that thing. on SNL where he played the long leg.
Oh, really?
Daddy, yeah.
I was listening to Bowen's podcast and he was talking about apparently he's like on Peacock as like the face of like AAPI like History
Yeah,
Month, and you can like watch all his like sketches.
that's
And he was
funny.
like, no one at Peacock talked to me about this.
They just did it.
They just did it without
That's
telling him.
hilarious.
And he was like,
That
some
is
of
so
those
funny.
sketches I am not like particularly proud of. And I was like, girl. Did you see the
Hilarious.
Jafar sketch from like a couple weeks ago?
No.
Oh my God, there's a funny sketch where he does Jafar talking about the like Disney versus DeSantis stuff.
Okay, I'll
It's a
have
good
to watch
watch.
it. Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, so I think that would be Becca, do you have any things that fell off that you can think of off the top of your dome?
Things that fell off. Melatonin gummies.
That's so weird you say that because I literally took one last night.
Oh my God. I feel like no one talks about how useful they are anymore.
Yeah, no, they do. I think there was a stigmatization around melatonin for a second.
Well, for a
Tati and
second,
Halo Beauty.
oh yeah. And also people were listening to that Dr. Mike guy.
Oh. Oh, oh,
Things
oh.
that fell off. Dr.
Dr.
Mike.
Mike. He was
In
partying
like
in
a
Miami and we
I
were all
know,
like,
he's
girl, we're in the
crazy.
house. What's going on with
Yeah.
you?
Why are you doing that, doctor?
He got a big ass dog. Have you been watching Hassan's dog like grow up?
Yeah. I
He
grow up.
Hassan did this whole video where he like was looking at Dr. Mike because Dr. Mike has a newfie,
Mm-hmm.
which are like huge hairy
Huge,
dogs, and
the
he was
biggest
like
dog ever.
he has them like he has it like trained really well, and he like grooms it himself apparently. And
Oh.
he like showed a video grooming the dog, and he was very meticulous about it. So,
Interesting.
um,
Yeah, but I like this idea, Quinn. It's
mhm.
like a more historical version of our problematic faves.
Yeah, it's like kind of problematic phase meets ins and outs. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, no, ultimately no new ideas coming out of this.
No,
But
that's pretty fresh to me. It's pretty
yeah, pretty
fresh.
fresh, pretty fresh.
I think that would be good.
So that's my first one. But Becca, what is your second pitch?
Okay. My second one, I'm gonna be honest, this is also selfish. This is also
Uh-huh.
something I just want to do. And I
What is this
also don't know
podcast if not
about
self-serving?
that's all we're here for, guys.
All we're here for.
So it's selfish. I don't know the ethics of this. I don't know the legality of this. I don't know how we would actually do this. But my idea is to, with some sort of equipment that is capable of this, go snorkeling and attempt to talk to the whales and dolphins. We would have to do this during cancer season for obvious
Of course.
reasons.
Well, that's the only that's when the veil between humans and the marine life is at its
And the
thinnest.
sea I'm glad you said
Is
that.
at its
And it's
thinnest.
actually the
It's like
summer
how
solstice
Halloween
J,
is like
June
the
22nd.
yes, it's like how
Yeah, the
Halloween is like
thinnest
that's
between
when the
us and the
thinnest
underworld.
between us and the other world. It's like between us and the marine animals, that's when you can talk to them is during cancer season. Or like
Yeah.
there are some people
Yeah,
who
that's
have
why
like
like
special abilities to talk to them at other times, but it's just cancer season, everything's flowing, you know.
yeah, and we can't reveal who may or may not have those abilities all year round. We who have them cannot reveal that.
Mhm.
Just know that.
Well, this might be possible because I have told you about I believe I've told you about I have a idea written down in my random ideas note on my phone for an MPJ presents if we wanted to do another radio play, which like more are coming, guys, whenever the
Mm-hmm.
inspiration strikes. Um I had an idea to do one where we go on a deep ocean expedition.
Right.
But so there would
Okay.
be that, and that would be us like fictionalizing it, but then we would also do it in like a real way.
Will you go and do it? And
Hmm.
then, yeah. I just feel like if any two girls are possible, like could possibly do it, it would be us.
And it would have to be in Australia. Like we would have to be over there doing it.
Oh yeah. And Captain Jason would have to be the one who sails our little boat into the deep ocean.
Can I tell you, was listening to Hannah Ferrier's podcast.
Okay.
um, who like guys, this is what the thing about podcasting is like so much of podcasting is just literally having a platform and then starting a podcast. Like Becca and I kind of did it reverse.
Yeah,
Where we're hoping like a platform eventually comes out of the podcast, but like because Hannah Ferrier is like a terrible podcaster. Like I don't even like Becca. Like I'm much more
really.
positive on her than Becca, but she's like kind of a terrible podcaster.
I believe it.
But she just has like a podcast and like she has a following, so places buy like ads on it and like people listen to it. And so anyway, but she
Good
had
for
Captain
her.
Jason on.
Okay.
And I miss him so much. Season 2 of Below
Oh my
Decks and
God.
Under. Becca and I are
I'm itching and scratching. I don't
we
know
are
why it's
camping
not out
outside at
yet.
midnight for the premiere.
Yeah, seriously. My God. I love that man.
Get Aisha and Captain Jason back on our screens immediately, expeditiously,
Please,
actually.
dear God. Literally.
But he actually said that there will be more like diving stuff in season 2,
Oh,
like more
sweet.
underwater stuff.
I love that.
So
Okay, perfect.
when we inevitably, I should say, go on Below Deck and like make inroads with the production company, we can kind of get the
We
deets
can
on
like do that.
how to do
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so we do have a plan.
Totally,
Okay.
totally, totally.
Cool, cool. Okay, good. That's all I need to know. Quinn, what's your second idea?
My second idea, I'm not sure how we've never talked about this, but we definitely need to do an episode at one point talking about red flags.
Oh, you're so right.
Yeah, we need to dedicate an
Um,
episode to like red flags, things that just make us go, "Oh,
yeah. Sir, excuse me, sir. Get out of my house.
excuse me, sir, you need to leave right now."
Yeah. Red flags, green flags, even, but
Oh, green
that
flags, we could
is
do.
okay, cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Write that down. Write that down. We just got a second episode out of that. Second week.
2 for 1, you know what bitch 5 for.
Both fun. 2 for 1, you know what bitch 5 for.
And yeah, I think I thought of a more specific one than this, but it's sticking out for me. Like if you're like a Marvel person, I don't see a future for us, I feel.
I'm just not gonna get you like that.
Yeah,
Like I'm
no.
not
And
gonna be able to share joy in the things you share joy in.
yeah, no, and I'm never gonna watch those movies. Sorry. I'm so sorry about it, actually.
Yeah, because I'm already like 10 behind. I can't catch up now.
Can
They're
I
each
tell
like
you
4 hours.
something that shouldn't surprise anyone? Never seen a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that
Never
actually.
seen a singular one. The only superhero movie I've ever seen was the first Wonder Woman.
Really?
Yeah, and I actually kind of did enjoy that, I'll say.
The Gal Gadot one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard the second
Okay.
one was bad.
I heard it was fine. I didn't see it actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though Kristen Wiig as a supervillain does really intrigue me
I know.
as a fan of her work. But yeah, red flags.
That's just genuinely a good idea. So
Cool.
we should actually do that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay.
This is so easy. Wait, why are we making such a big deal about it?
Oh my God. What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? Okay. Moving right along.
Okay. Yeah.
Becca, time has come for you to pitch your third idea.
Yes. This one also a little selfish. Okay.
So we're sensing a
this
theme at this point.
this would kind of just be like a what happens live type of thing. Like
Uh-huh.
kind of a man on the street, but more so girls in the room. And that is the idea is to go to the president of Disney Channel, sit down and say, we want to make history, and just see what happens after that.
It's very much, an academic inquiry when people think you have to be making new research all the time, but that's not necessarily true. You can replicate old experiments. And so what we're doing is we're replicating what Debbie Ryan already did.
Yes.
And we're saying, okay, so what happens if we do it?
Yeah. Yes, and
Yes, and
to that.
If we were on a Disney property.
Yeah. So that is a thing. We would probably have to, I don't know. I have a cousin who works in entertainment. I can try to get us a seat.
Everyone has occasion like that.
Everyone has a cousin in the business. Let me tell you that much. In the business. But But yeah, we would just have to secure that actual allowance into the building, and then the episode would be
I don't
allowed
think
to
we do.
happen.
I think we can just walk in.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
I
sounds
think we
good.
can be like, hello, can we speak to the president?
We heard Debbie Ryan did.
We heard Debbie
Yeah.
Ryan did. What does she have over us? A prior relationship with the
A
network. Get
house.
out of here.
All right.
Cut that
Get
out
out of
right now.
here. Stop that. But yeah, so I think that one would be just really fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But Quinn, what's your number 3? Come on, tell me.
My number 3, and I teased this a little bit earlier, but we do need to do an episode where we rank each of us our top 5 Below Deck seasons.
Oh my God. So true, actually, again.
Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I already have the 5 picked out for me personally. I haven't seen Becca's seen like all of it. I have not seen all of it quite yet.
Okay, so you're talking about through all the
Oh yeah, I'm
entire.
talking all of it. Minus Below Deck Adventure.
Okay.
We're not getting into that. I'm
Yeah,
drawing
no,
the
no,
line.
no.
I'm drawing a
It's
line
too
actually.
much.
Which
It's
who
too
knows if I'm
much.
actually drawing the line, but just because. But
As of right now.
yeah. And this is kind of it's not the best time because I have been thinking about taking a break from Below Deck.
Wow. I can't
And
imagine.
I'm so close to the finish line, but I also realized I have not watched anything like scripted in literal months.
Oh, because you've just been watching Below
I've
Deck.
just been watching Below Deck, like I think since like I left for my trip, because I did watch Below Deck while I was like traveling. And
Mm-hmm.
so because I got into the med while I was traveling, and so I was like, oh my God, this whole new cast of characters I get to know.
Right.
And so I literally have not watched anything scripted. I have been watching the new season of Ted Lasso for like the last like couple weeks, but that's like the first thing scripted I've watched since like January. So
I watch Pen 15. I've been watching movies and stuff, but Below Deck does take up a large amount of my screen time.
yeah, I think my brain has just been rotting a little bit. And there have been really good like
Right.
Below Deck Med season 4, Below Deck Med season 5, Below Deck Sailing Yacht season 2. Like there are things that make it worth it, but
Right. Right.
I think we just need a little. But I can name 5 off the dome right now.
I know it would just be really, I would have to sit down and really think about
Yeah,
what brought me the most joy.
yeah, and I would have to think about where I want them all to like sit, and I think I do have some surprises on mine.
Oh, okay.
Just thinking of one surprise, really.
Well, I can't wait.
But
Can't wait,
yeah, I think that would be a
actually.
really fun episode for us.
Yeah.
And guys, Below Deck Sailing Yacht season 2. Becca and I have been talking about it off the podcast, but run, do not walk. Run, do not walk.
Literally. Especially for
That.
that reunion app.
Oh my God, gag after gag. No, and like you guys think like, oh, watching a reunion that took place on Zoom is not going to be fun for me.
Oh boy.
That's one reunion you cannot like.
Cannot skip
That's a
one.
reunion that's actually like sometimes you watch reunions and it's just like, okay, it was fun to hear the drama, but nothing like came out of it. No, something like comes out of this reunion.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you
There-
kind of gotta see the
Yes, like if you're
reunion.
not watching this reunion, you are only getting half the story.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh my
But,
God.
yeah, Bravo really struck gold with that one.
Literally. Oh my God. And Andy Cohen.
Andy, right place, right time.
Andy.
That man is so
Literally.
often. But anyway, Becca, what then is your 4th pitch?
Okay. My next pitch is that somehow we go on dating apps as each other, for each other. A classic switcheroo. We see what happens. We talk to randos and we try to find love for each other that way. We would have to do this, I believe, on Hinge, where you can put your location as somewhere where you are not geographically.
Or,
yeah,
and we will tease this, it's not going to be like too far off. Hopefully, when Becca and I are in the same geographic
in a same
location
place. Yeah,
consistently.
That could also work.
And we can just like then that won't be as much of a concern.
Right, of course.
And then we can use
yeah.
all the apps at our disposal and see where we're getting the
Every
best
single
content,
one
really.
of them. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I think that
Okay.
is the only way I would get back on a dating app, to be truthfully
It's a
honest,
goof around. I
is to
know,
goof around
seriously.
with my good Judy.
Because otherwise, yeah, we already talked about it. Too scary.
That is a really solid episode, and we do it for like a week, and we just present our findings.
Exactly.
No, it's very academic inquiry. It's like
I
we've
set
done.
you up on 4 dates. You have to clear your schedule for these days and these times.
Oh my god, that would be so weird. And we no, would it be a thing where like we would like set each other up,
Well, I think that would be
and
hilarious.
we would have to be like, Becca, you have to go at this time.
You have to go.
You have to go. You
Yeah,
have to go to there.
if we like talk for a week, right? And like
Mm-hmm.
finally find like one person that we think is like the best
Mm-mm.
or the other person,
Yeah,
then yeah, you would have to, and then the next episode would be the date review.
I know. And
Okay.
then we could like interview the people we went on the dates with, being like, "So did you know?"
Eventually. Did you know that this was all an experiment for the pod?
We just put on our improv. You'd be fine. I would be struggling a little bit because they would be like bringing up things. We'd have to make a thing with like, could we lie?
Wait, while talking to people on dating apps?
Yes, as each other, could we lie?
Yeah, like a little, of course.
Because then
But
I'd
then
be
you
like, you'd make up like some harebrained lie about me, and then they like bring it up, and I'd be like, oh,
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I feel like if I lied, I would tell you the lie so you knew.
okay, yeah,
Yeah. We'd give each other a debrief that way as well,
okay,
preparing each other.
or we could just say
This is your new
you have to
identity.
give given circumstance. You're figuring out your given circumstances as you're going along.
That's also really funny.
Uh,
Okay. We could do either. We'll see what happens,
this
to
will
be
be
honest.
a fun episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Well, Quinn, number 4. What is it?
so I believe I've talked about this, but it wasn't in our official episode like ideas document. But I've been
Mm-hmm.
keeping a separate note in my phone about it. What do we do very annual or not annually, but like seasonally, if not our
Mm-hmm.
ins and outs.
Mm-hmm.
One's coming up in the next month, if you can believe it or not, as a new season starts.
Yes.
But I believe there are some things that never go out of style, and there are other things that never come into style. And so I feel like we could create like a perma ins and outs list,
Yes, for
like things that are
sure.
kind of like statically like, girl, this is always in.
Yeah, no matter what.
Girl, this is out. This is trash, mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
A
some
thousand
things can
percent.
get like promoted from like some of the like we can look to the list we've already made and say, okay, this thing's getting promoted to a perma in, this thing's getting
Mm-hmm.
demoted to a perma out,
Uh-huh. Demoted.
demoted.
Yeah. Me on Duolingo week 4.
Ugh.
Demoted.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
No, guys, I'm in the Duolingo. I'm in the Diamond League tournament this week. I am 1,000% gonna get booted out of this because these people
booted.
are,
There's some crazies.
girl, I don't, and people like hack into it and like do their thing.
That
I'm
much
not
time.
spending an inordinate amount of time on Duolingo a day. Like I'm not spending an hour on Duolingo a day.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
Sorry. I
Sorry to
surpassed 200
Duolingo.
days. I'm doing enough. Like
Yeah. I did my part.
I did
My
my
job.
part. I'm not spending like I'm trying to take that game aspect out of it. I don't want to get demoted from the Diamond League, but
Right.
girl, whatever happens in this tournament happens.
Yeah.
I can't be asked.
Let
Especially because there are
be.
like 3 stages. Like it could be the next 3 weeks of my life and it's only gonna get harder. I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
Where y'all
Oh
finding the
my
time?
God.
Some of us have jobs.
Someone says 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. How does that feel? How does that feel
Mm,
now?
got her ass.
No longer unemployment era truly ending. No, guys, Friday. When you guys are listening to this, my unemployment era will like be over.
Oh my God. The tide has shifted. The waves have turned.
That's crazy.
It's
Isn't it crazy? We like talk about me being unemployed. It's really been less than a year. Like,
of you being unemployed.
yes, I
Yeah.
had a job as
I
recently as
mean,
last August.
yeah.
But anyway,
A year can be long.
a year can be a long time. Famous name.
It's
A year
true.
without rain. Selena Gomez.
You without rain.
So
Oh my
let
God.
us drown, come to
Selena
an
Gomez in the
end.
scene. Perma in.
Perma
Anyway.
in as far as music goes.
Selena Gomez in the scene.
Uh, But Becca, we now come. Oh my God, we're already at this point. I can't believe that. We now
Mhm.
come to your final pitch in what has already
Yeah.
been a great. I was trying to make a baseball reference with pitch, but I don't know enough about that sport. But it was
Yeah.
already been a great game. You've been pitching no hitters. I think that's a good thing. And so this one final
Sounds good.
pitch, bottom of the ninth. And so,
Ninth.
Becca, what is your final pitch for
So
this episode? We
this
do
is
eventually need more in the future.
right, of course, for the time being.
Literally.
This is sort of an idea if we ever run out of like stainless deep dives, or we kind of need to like, I don't know, we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. We could start a series where we begin and attempt to rank all music ever made. So we start with A and we listen to all the songs. We put them in a Google Doc and an Excel maybe. And then we just rank them. And we're just gonna have to be like, yeah, I think that one was better than this one. And it'll
That would be
bump.
really fucking hard.
It's gonna take years.
That'd be
We're gonna have years
tedious.
of material. Yeah. It's gonna suck, but it's what we signed up for when we started a podcast.
Never ending.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Fuck, ever damn lasting is the thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's certainly an idea for content.
For sure. You cannot argue that it's not an idea.
No. I would never argue that. I realized we never talked about the fact that Rosamund Pike's just behind me coloring her hair, Miss Amy Dunn.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be related to a
No.
pitch. Oh,
No.
I thought it was totally related to a pitch.
No, not at
Okay.
all. It's just something
She's just there.
I
'Cause you're a
have a
cool girl
playlist
now
on
'cause you have a
Spotify.
job.
Yeah, I have a playlist on Spotify called Cool Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made this the cover, obviously. So
Yeah, of course. It
and
was
so I
just
just
on
had
your
it in my
brain.
computer and I was like, oh, I should just make this my virtual background. But
Of course. Yeah.
so yeah, guys, this has no relevance to the episode. But
Okay.
but
Well,
yeah, that's certainly an idea Becca had.
yeah, for sure.
You know, a
But
fun
yeah,
new direction for the podcast.
if Below Deck doesn't work out, music.
No,
We're a
because you
music
eventually run out of Below
podcast.
Deck, and there's some very similar numbers in terms of like how many Below Deck content there is to how many songs or music there are, but
Right.
music
Right.
is still probably winning the battle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By smidge.
Bashmidge.
By smidge. But Quinn, I'm dying to know, what's your last entry?
My top 10 entry, I've always conceptualized it as our 1 year episode, and by always I mean for like the past like month or so.
Okay.
Or not, did I say 100th episode or did I say
You said 1 year, but I think
yeah,
you
I
meant
said 1 year.
100th.
Okay, good. I'm making sure. But our 1 year episode, which is coming up quite soon, I think we need to do a retrospective on our time together. Of course, it's a list. What else would it be?
Of course.
And we need to go back and think about the top 10 moments of this podcast from the past year.
Oh my God. That's really cute.
Yeah, and I think we're not gonna let it fly off like the seat of our pants like the rest of our episodes. Like I think Becca and I are gonna come together, convene, and say, okay, what do we want the list to be?
These were the moments.
And then we're gonna like
Okay.
present it together as like our joint work.
Lovely.
Yeah. And
I like
then
that.
yeah. And then I don't want to commit myself to this, but I fear I might like going back and like cutting them
Doing
into
a compilation.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. I think that'll be a fun way to, celebrate the first year because it is very fun. Becca and I have been talking for a little while about us coming up on a year of this show almost. Yeah, in the next couple weeks.
No, it is crazy. A full year.
Yeah, we didn't reference it at
God.
all in the episode, but last episode was our 50th episode.
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh no. What happened?
What even was that even?
She disappeared.
Wait, I'm scared.
She disappeared
Okay.
on us. You came back really fast though.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, whatever.
That was crazy.
Whatever.
No, because we said crazy. Like when we both said crazy, we said it at the same time to me, and then you disappeared.
Oh my God, my powers.
Our
Oh my
powers, our
God.
joint sleigh.
Yeah, our joint sleigh to
Joint sleigh powers
maximize our
activated.
sleigh. Oh my
Uh,
God.
but oh my gosh, okay. We've done
We
it.
did it.
We have 10 episode topics.
Wow.
So no excuse.
Yeah, we gotta make at least 10 more episodes.
Literally 10 more of this bad boy.
10 more.
But yeah. So I think we came up with some good stuff today.
I think so too. It's promising
I was cautiously
to me.
optimistic, and now we got some renewed vigor. Got some renewed vigor.
For sure. It's exciting.
But yeah, so I think with that being said, we can now throw to a little break, and we'll be back for our segments.
Woo!
Guys, I'm scared.
I'm so scared of that rattlesnake over there.
Time. All right.
Wow.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Powerful.
You said that's all I need to scare
I
the girls, actually.
Yeah. I need not say more. I need not say
I
more.
need not say more.
Time. All right. Guys, we're back. And it is time, for our weekly segments. So first of that being Comment Corner. Guys, we do have one today, but that is because we have a few dedicated people. There are, though, more or less dedicated people listening to the podcast, though. So what we need you to do is buckle down, commit, and do the work. It seems like no one wants to work these days.
Yeah, except for me and Becca.
Get your ass up and work.
Crazy
and
how we
type
have
an
like a
email to
3%
us.
unemployment rate, but nobody's working.
Weird.
Weird.
Anyway, but with that being said, before we go too much into that, we do have a comment corner this week, and Quinn, would you do us the pleasure of reading?
Yes, well, this comes from someone we've already referenced in this episode, the icon of the MPJ community, Ectoplasmatic.
Thank you, Ecto.
And Ecto writes, "Hi guys, Becca, you're real as fuck for lying to students about your age. My partner is about your same age and a teacher, and I tell them to do the same. I had a couple teachers in their early 20s in high school, and it was hell on earth for them because they were so upfront about their lack of experience, which is expected at that age. And students took that as a pass to be blatantly disrespectful and disruptive. Not cool. Also, weird that I had a prof my freshman year of college that was 22. Like, girl, I don't know about this. Quinn, I completely understand how disheartening job hunting can be. I'm currently looking for a job and completely relate to being frustrated about not hearing anything at all back, whether it be rejection or just employers simply letting you know that they're reviewing your CV and will get back to you. I think job hunting and the hiring process have lost all their formality over the pandemic, and now post-pandemic, it just hasn't shifted back to how it used to be. Anyway, I hope you both have a wonderful summer and are enjoying the beautiful weather. Sincerely, Ecto."
Oh my God, Ecto, we love you.
Yes, Ecto, and you come in and you affirm what we're doing.
Exactly, and that's all I need.
Really what we need at this point.
Yeah.
And that's what we request out of you guys.
Yeah.
And so, Ecto, we wish you luck on the job search.
Yes. Oh my God. Best of luck. With
there's one thing I've learned, it is hard out here. You can throw your labor at people and they'll be like, not sure about that.
Meh. Yeah.
Not sure about all that.
Whoa, I thought I was being haunted, but I'm actually not.
Okay. Teddy, where you at, girl?
Teddy just got a bath. He does not want to talk about it, actually.
He does not want to talk about it. He said, now my eyes aren't crusty. What am I supposed to do now?
How am I going to have any fun?
How am I supposed to have any fun without any crust around my eyes?
Don't worry, Quinn. They're so crusty.
Yeah. Also, did you ever have any super young teachers in high school?
I think I had one, but mostly it was like I had one long-term sub that was also younger. But mostly they were kind of like older. Yeah.
Well, you went to public school, but something about my private school experience is that famously you only need a bachelor's degree to teach at a private school or certain private schools, mine being one of them.
Right.
So my high
Yeah.
school, you literally only needed a bachelor's degree to teach.
Yeah. So you could just
So
go right into it.
so we got like people fresh out of college like all the time to be teachers. It's kind of crazy.
That is funny.
Like I could not imagine having a room full of like 14-year-olds and being like, "Hey guys, I'm your teacher now."
That's what I do all day long.
But like in like an
Except I'm not
actual
actually
like
teaching them
yes, in an
content.
actual like, oh, I made the lesson plan. Oh, I did all this.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's one thing if you like go and like you learn to be a teacher, but that's the other thing about that I didn't love about my education is that like, oh, anybody can be a teacher.
Right.
Like, oh, you majored in chemistry in college, you can teach chemistry then. Like,
Yeah.
it's not as easy to
Whoa.
jump as you are letting
I'm gonna
on. But
assume.
anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also on going to a private school where like alumni are given like preferential treatment, like hiring processes and stuff. So
Oh, gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
but there's
Okay.
that whole political realm to it as well.
Ding. Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
Ecto, keep up the good fight. Keep letting us
Thank
know
you
about
so
what's going on
much.
in your life. We appreciate it so much.
Yes.
And out of all the comments, we would read yours, but we will accept other people's comments. Guys,
Yes,
come on.
of course. Of course. Come on. Well, now that that's been read,
Mhm.
it is time for our next weekly segment. So we're starting with jump scare of the week. This is anything Quinn or I found not so great, a little terrible, frightening even. So
Mhm.
Quinn, what was that for you this week?
Let me tell y'all, I had a day yesterday.
Ooh.
Because what does my mom come in and say to me last week? But oh, your car needs an inspection. And I said, so what does that even mean?
How could you say that to
And
me?
I have gotten my car inspected before. So it did come back to me. And I was like, oh my God. And I've talked about how much I hate owning a car. I don't even own
Yeah.
the car. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. You're just in possession of it.
I'm in possession of a car and I'm grateful for that. But sometimes,
Mhm.
guys, I think it's not it's not a life I would prefer. I'll say
Yeah.
that. But
Be
it's
brave.
also, and this is the other thing about living in fucking suburbia, is that we've decided as a country that like we don't care about public transportation or anything. So there's no way to get
Mhm.
around except having a fucking car, even though it's more cost efficient, more environmentally friendly. It makes sense on literally every level
Mhm.
to just have a robust public transportation system in the entirety of the country. Um, but the US is not in the business of making sense as a nation. It's never been like our thing really. So I
Yeah,
guess I
no.
can't get like super upset. Um, and so I went down to get inspected, and girl, what had happened? But I failed inspection
Nor
because both of my taillights, let me tell you, both my taillights are busted. Like the glass on them is
lights?
yes. Like
Oh.
they work, but
Oh, okay.
the plastic on the
Over
lights
them is
is
oh.
cracked. One of them is cracked, one of them is fully missing a piece. The one of them has been there since high school. It definitely was there the last time my car got inspected. And they just didn't care about it then.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely don't know how that one happened. When the other one was busted, it is because I backed into a fence backing out of my garage in Pittsburgh.
And that's okay.
And that's okay, guys. That's
That's
okay.
really okay.
Yeah. And so there, but that I think that might be the problem because there is like fully like the one is just cracked, and then the other
Mm-hmm.
one is like there's a full like piece missing from the plastic. So girl, my car failed inspection. They gave me a fucking
It's
this is
horrible.
one of the most embarrassing parts. They gave me like a temporary registration. I was like, oh well, it'll just be like if I get pulled over, I have to show it to the cop. Oh no, baby. They gave me a full ass like license plate size piece of paper that has like a whole new license plate number, says like the date that I have to like be inspected by again. And like it's like a dunce cap for my car.
And you have to put it in your license plate thing?
Yes, but my car is so old that the license plate like screws are so rusted over that like I tried to like wrench them yesterday, but I genuinely could not do it. So I have taped it like in the back of my window and just hopefully that works for everyone. But I
For law
genuinely
enforcement?
like, yeah, for law enforcement, I hope
Oh
y'all just like
boy.
leave me alone. But
Yeah,
yeah. So oh, and we're
that's
not even
tough.
done. We're not even done yet. We're not even done yet. I'm sure you're like, oh my God,
Okay.
Quinn, that's terrible. And so then this derelict ass car I'm driving around, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do inspection, and then I'm gonna get an oil change because my car also needed an oil change.
Of
Which
course.
the only way I know when to get an oil change is because they put that little sticker in your car being like, oh, service at this next mileage.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who was driving my car decided to take that out of my car for some reason, even though it's literally up in the corner of the windshield. And to that person, I say no, thank you. Like, how am I supposed to keep up with things?
Yeah.
And
Sick and
so
twisted.
anyway, so I was like, okay, let me go get an oil change. Even though I'm now driving a legal vehicle. Well, not technically, but not
At this
ideal.
point.
Anyway, so I go to the place to get my oil changed. And they like take my car. I'm sitting in the lobby, and then someone comes in and they're like, hey, I was just looking at your car and I want to let you know you have a big bubble in one of your tires.
Bubble, pardon?
Yeah, bubble. And I'm like, what? And so he takes me out and he shows me, and there's just a big, like a little bit bigger than a golf ball, smaller than a tennis ball, like coming out of my wheel.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Me the fuck neither. And I'm like, what is
Oh my
this?
God.
What is
What's this
this?
now?
So it's triple homicide up in here. Like I'm getting battered and bruised just trying to like have a car.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
God.
and so yeah, I was
Did
not
he say you
happy.
needed a new tire?
Yeah, basically, yeah, because otherwise, like if I hit
Oh
like
my
a
God.
pothole or something, my tire will blow out. It seems like.
It seems like
Um,
to me.
so we're
That's
now on
so
my
annoying.
yeah, so but this one is fine because it's like I feel like it really like isn't my fault. It just kind of happened, which I'm still like most of the tires that I've like busted by nature of driving my car have not really been my fault. Or at least that's what I like to tell myself. But
I can believe you to a certain extent. I've also been in the car with you, and that's okay.
pray for anybody who has been in a car with me, guys. No, and it's honestly just like it's so liberating accepting not being a good driver. Like I don't aspire to be a good driver. Like when people are like, "Oh, I'm such a good driver," it's like I don't aspire to that anymore.
Fair enough,
As long as I get
honestly.
from point A to point B, I'm a happy girl.
Safely.
Safely.
Come on now.
Yeah, but that is but anyway. So, yeah, it was a wretched day with my car yesterday, but she's out for repairs right now. Which means I'm basically stranded in my house. So that's good.
Oh
Um
God. And then you're gonna owe all that money you make for your new job,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So
So
awesome.
and I had a coupon to do my oil change, but I was so like disgruntled by everything that happened with the bubble and the failed inspection that I forgot to use it.
No.
That was a mess. I was
Coupon.
a mess. It's a
That's
mess. But
terrible.
anyway. Uh,
No.
but Becca, what was your jump scare this week? Dying to know, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's just that, in this existential time of mine, I have been really wanting to indulge in retail therapy, and it is a demon I must face. Um, just the instinct to like buy something or just like go on even I hate to say it, Amazon.com and
Hmm.
just get something that will come to me the fastest that something can be brought to a woman in the mail.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. I did buy some books, which is at least like a productive thing.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I've been window shopping and spending a lot of time on my browsers. Not proud. It's scary
Not
because I don't need
proud.
things right now. I'm trying to save money, so
Yeah.
it's so like impossible.
But sometimes you do just need to like spend.
Right. Right.
Although with books, I'm into like used books right now.
I have really been appreciating used book.
I literally bought I've been looking because obviously with the newsletter launching, I've been reading a lot of like personal essay like genre.
Hmm.
And who is one of the queens all-time legends of that, but Joan Didion. and
Right.
I don't really know that woman. So I was like, huh, there's a cute little bookshop in my town that I only started going to within the past couple years, but I want to read Letters to a Young Poet
Mm-hmm.
by Rilke. And so I went there looking for this, but they had like $1 books outside. And so I looked
One
there last time I was
dollar.
there too, and I bought like 2 plays that I found. And then there's a Joan Didion book just sitting in the $1 book pile. And I was like, oh yeah.
Perfect.
And I didn't find
Yeah.
anything else. So I literally got to pay with like $1 that I had in my wallet. Like my literal last dollar in my wallet,
$1.
I paid with a dollar. I paid for a book with. And the woman was like, oh, you found this book in great condition, because it was in great condition. For
Lovely.
$1. And I was like, yeah.
Oh my God. I need to get into Joan. That's one
Yeah.
thing
I
for
also
sure.
I really want to reread the Percy Jackson books this summer.
Oh,
One of my goals for the summer.
just mystical time.
Yeah. Well, there's a new Percy Jackson book coming out in September.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like the 6th book in the series is coming out in September. Um,
Fascinating.
and so I was like, oh, and I own all the 2 through 5, but I didn't. And I had like the follow-up series. I think I gave those books away maybe, but I kept the original ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I never had the Lightning Thief, so I went to this other kind of place that sells new and used books, and I found a copy of the Lightning Thief for like less than $5.
I do
Um,
love that is when spending, it's all worth it when you find a steal, a great deal.
and Becca, would you like to ask me about my Manic Pixie moment? Because I'm so glad you brought this up.
Okay, Quinn, what is your Manic Pixie moment?
And our Manic Pixie moments are, of course, when we talk about, a moment where we felt like we were the main character. And Becca is so right. Becca
Yeah.
hit something on the head that I've been feeling since I found this. Like I get extreme couponers. Like I totally
Yeah.
understand extreme couponers. Like the
Oh
rush
yeah.
of feeling like you're getting a deal, even if you are buying things you already have,
It's crazy.
like
It's
it is like,
electric.
oh, like it's electric a little bit. Ooh, boogie,
Uh-huh.
boogie, boogie. But
Exactly.
so I'm starting a new job. I'm gonna be on my feet a lot. Hashtag service workers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I need like a good pair of shoes to like wear to work. And so you guys, or have I don't know if you guys would know this, but I really like the brand Veha, which are those shoes
Mm-hmm.
with the V's on them. And I thought they were just bougie shoes when I first saw them. Like I first saw them like my senior year of high school. And they are like kind of bougie shoes, but it's because they are like sustainably made and like ethically um produced.
Mm-hmm.
And they're one of the only shoe companies where you can like find out about their labor practices, because I wore Allbirds for a couple of years because they are made out of sustainable materials, but you can't find anything about their labor practices.
Mm.
Allbirds. And that is something that's important to me. Like I want to make sure that people who are like making my shoes like are getting paid like a fair wage in times when I
Mm-hmm.
can. Like they're obviously like, you know, it's a little bit of a luxury value, as some might call
Right.
it. But anyway, it's just something I have the luxury of doing, and so I'm gonna try to do it whenever I can. So I like the brand. And so I was looking, but they're so goddamn expensive is the thing.
Yeah.
They're like I have a pair that I bought for my travels they were 195 when I bought them. And
Mm.
now they're like up this damn inflation. Let me tell you something. Veha knows about inflation. They know about it. They have
They've
heard
been
about it.
studying it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now they're up to like over $200, which is crazy. But anyway,
Jeez.
so I was like, so y'all know I had to go to eBay. I love eBay. I feel like people don't talk
I've
about eBay
actually
enough.
I'm
Things that fell off, but oh my God, Becca, where is she going? Oh my
I'm
God, you
so
keep doing
scared on
that.
what's actually happening. I don't understand because it's not even saying like Zoom crashed.
That's crazy. Does it just close
It's just
out?
like, yeah, and it's not even saying that I'm unstable. It just closes and then opens back up.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Anyway, so
Anywho,
so I go on to missebay.com,
Mm-hmm.
Things that fell off but shouldn't have, eBay, I feel. Like I feel like eBay isn't as part of the conversation with like Amazon and like all these other retailers online, but girl, it should
Oh,
be.
for sure. I've never bought
eBay,
anything actually on there.
it's so good. It's like thrifting but online.
Okay, lovely.
Like that's how I feel about it.
Don't you have
So
to like fight for what you want?
sometimes, but they also have ones, and I don't like bidding because bidding is just
Okay.
like it's
Weird.
tedious, but
Performative.
you can like there some people have said it so you can just buy it now. Like
Okay.
sometimes it's like sometimes there'll be like you can make an offer, you can like buy it now. Sometimes there'll be bidding, or you could just like buy it outright for like a higher price. So like
Mm.
you can play the game a little bit. Like something might be listed as like $30, but then it might be like, oh, buy it now for 55. And so if you
Mm.
don't want to go through like the whole process of like the bidding war, you can just buy it
Mm-hmm.
outright for a little bit more of a price.
Gotcha.
Um, but anyway. So I go on eBay.com and I'm like, I wonder if they got Vejas on here. And I'm looking and I'm searching and I'm like, And I come across this one listing and I'm like, oh, that's a good price. They're like, they were listed as because I put one in my watch list. And then sometimes on eBay, you'll get like deals. Like the buyer will offer you a deal,
Mm.
or the seller will offer you like a deal. And like the deal went down. They were like 75 plus like $12 for shipping, which is pretty good because the shoes I was looking at retail for close to 200. And so I was like, okay, work. Then what do I find? Shoes in better condition.
Okay.
Um in like yeah, better condition, like better colors and stuff. And it was $45 plus like $10 for shipping. And I was like,
Oh my
and I need to like,
God.
and my new job, I wear like blacks up top and they're white sneakers with like a black little logo and a black back. So they'll match
Perfect
beautifully
though. Oh
with
my
my
God.
work
And in
outfit. And
your
I was like,
size?
yes, and in my size,
Oh my God.
which is the other thing
Oh
you gotta
my
look
God.
for. And then I said, let me buy that right now.
Yep. They were meant to
And
be
so guys,
yours.
I literally saved $150.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
On great condition Vejas. Oh my
literally.
God.
That worn
Oh
three
my God.
times. Worn 3 times if I'm to believe the product description,
Okay.
which I don't think
Fair
people lie.
enough.
So
Yeah.
unless I'm talking to my friend Becca, then
Right.
I'm
Of
like, oh, I
course. Yeah.
know she
You
not for
cannot
real.
trust me.
I know
You
she
cannot
not for
trust me
real
on
right
that.
now. But yeah, so it's
Dang,
all
that's exciting.
we're very synchronized with what we're thinking this week. I feel we're in what am I thinking? Sync. I don't
Similar
know.
states. Well,
Yeah, similar states.
it's the tourist season. Like you got to buy stuff. And
It is very material. Yeah.
Quinn, I don't know if you want to ask me what my manic pixie moment is.
I actually don't. I would love to end the episode right now.
Oh, perfect.
April
Okay.
Fools!
Dang it, you got me,
I
dude.
got you. I got you. No, nothing would truly make me happier in this moment than hearing what your Manic Pixie moment was. Because I always want you to
Well,
be happy and I always want you to feel like you're the main character of your own life.
thank you. Funnily enough, actually, my manic pixie moment, despite all I've said before, is that retail therapy actually does work sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
much like you, I was on the hunt for something. I was on the hunt for a new yoga mat because something happened where a vortex opened and my old yoga mat had just like honestly just left my life.
That happened with one of my old yoga mats. Like my first yoga mat I ever had. I do not know what happened to it, but it was just there one day and then it wasn't.
It's genuinely so scary because I am like pretty like good about my things. Like I like my things. I know where they are. I'm pretty organized.
And I'm the opposite way. I'm constantly losing things.
Right. But so when I lose something, it's like it has to be it's someone else. Like it wasn't me.
Okay, so
It
else you're
wasn't
scared.
me.
Hmm.
I don't even know. So I was looking for a yoga mat and I was like, okay, I'm trying to find like a nice one. Looked on some like athletic websites, whatever. Upwards of $35, $50.
They can be expensive.
So yeah, exactly. And I'm like, it's just a piece of foam at the end of the day. So what did I do except on my 15-minute break at Ulta Beauty, went over to next door Five Below. And I was like,
Oh.
oh my God. I looked up and what do I see? A mass-produced yoga mat that is pink and has
Yeah.
flowers. And I said, that's actually going to be perfect for what I
I
need her
can
for.
buy myself flowers.
I can hold my own hand, do yoga for hours. Thank you. Um, And yeah, that's what I plan to do is Adrian, I haven't met her in a while.
You
So
need to
I'm
come
gonna
back
have
to
to,
her.
yeah, exactly. I need to pick that back up for summertime. Doing, oh my God, I want to wake up early in the summer and do yoga on my porch. Come on,
Yeah.
come on. So now I have the perfect mat for that.
Hmm.
$5. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like
I'm
you.
I'm sore right now because Adrian whooped my ass a little bit
Oh, perfect.
over
That's
the
what I
weekend. And then
want.
I did two practices in a row yesterday. Like, and it was like 45 minutes because I've been trying to like build back up to like stamina because I truly
Mm-hmm.
like I haven't done like a over 30-minute one in like a second. And so I was like, okay. And then
Yeah, it's
so I did
time.
like two and they added up to like 45 minutes and I was like, oh my body.
Oh my God.
My legs were like jelly afterwards. I was like, damn. And they were like too like because sometimes because like I follow Adrian's little calendar she puts out every month, and sometimes it's like you get a nice little reprieve, and like it'll be like
Mm-hmm.
one day it's like 5 minutes, and it's like oh
Right. Yeah, thank Lord.
but then or it's like a nice little like low to the ground meditation one, but then other days she said, girl, I'm about to light your ass up.
You're gonna be miserable, but you're gonna be happy.
You're gonna be miserable, but you're gonna be happy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And yeah, we love
That's
yoga
what
with
I'm here
Adrian is the
for.
thing.
I know. But yeah, so
Ugh.
guys, it's all a balance of buying and not buying, to buy
Yeah.
or not to buy.
And sometimes you get a good deal and you're like, how can I not buy this?
Pass that. Yeah, how can I pass that up?
How can I walk away? But
Couldn't.
and that I believe is our show this week.
Whoa.
And so Becker Joan,
Yeah.
how can people keep up with you these days?
Well, thank you so much. They can follow me at Becca Hobart on Instagram, at Bex Gloss on Twitter and Spotify, and
Hmm.
also Where Y'all Going During World War III on TikTok. They can also find me. Oh my God. I'm outside doing cartwheels. I haven't done one of those since I was
Oh my God.
9.
Wait, I see. How are you on my
Whoa,
screen?
there's
And
two of me.
wait, oh my,
There's two of me down there.
wait, they're
Oh my God.
multiplying. Oh my God.
They're starting to run into each other. They're
Oh,
getting confused.
wait, the ones outside my window are starting to like run towards me.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, do you guys hear that? They're banging on the window.
They're starting to freak me out. They're beautiful though. Okay.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
they're like strikingly
Gotta
gorgeous. It's like a
Yeah,
little
it's
annoying. Okay. Anyway,
crazy. Not
um,
as pretty as this Becca, but
whoa,
like it's
whoa,
kind of weird because you're like,
it's
oh my
kind of
God,
freaky.
like that's a
Yeah.
good semaphore. Like what's going on there?
Anywho, Quinn, where can the people keep up with you individually?
You can find me at Quinn P. Murphy on Instagram and TikTok. And you can find me at Quinn P. Murphy _ on Twitter. You can also go to quinnpmurphy.substack.com for my newsletter, and you can follow the Instagram account for my newsletter and some other of my artistic ventures at Quinn P. Murphy Art. That's
Yo.
been active. And you can find me, girl. I'm in training because
Oh.
we got jobs. We got jobs to think.
That nose of yours gonna be worked out.
As sommelier, I'm gonna learn how to sniff. I'm gonna learn how to taste.
Hmm.
I think it's to like drink wine
Oh my
as a part of my
God.
job, at least for the training process. Crazy.
I'm gonna have to visit you at work. Like, it's
So
just
incredibly
true.
blessed that this is my life. That LeBron James meme smiling through it all.
Can't believe it. Guys, this is
Can't
gonna be the
believe
best
this is
summer
my life.
ever.
Me 3 weeks ago, I hate my life. Me
I
honestly
can't.
5 days ago, like me hate my life. Me now,
No,
can't believe
I
this
can't
is my
believe this is
life.
my life.
Loving every day.
I'm loving every day. That's how I'm
Oh,
trying to be like.
literally.
Oh my
No,
God.
positive thinking. We need to get back into it.
Yeah, I'm manifesting. Okay. And then guys,
Oh
if
yeah.
you want to keep up with the podcast, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Manic Pixie Jumpscare. And then you can also follow us on YouTube at Manic Pixie Jumpscare. Guys,
Mhm.
we post the podcast there. You can see our beautiful faces and also some like exclusive content. And you can leave comments there. We'll do comment corner there, but you can also always email in at manicpixiejumpscare@gmail.com to do
Uh-huh.
that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
please.
Leak. 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 Leak.
We're
Dear
Queen
Quinn.
and
And
we're
we're back up.
Becca. And
And
thank
thank you
you for
for
listening.
listening.
Uh, one more chance.
Manic Pixie Jump Scare is hosted by Quinn Murphy
And Becca Hobart. Executive produced by Quinn Murphy and Becca Hobart.
Sound and video editing by Quinn Murphy.
Social media management and highlights by Becca Hobart.
And our theme song was written by Quinn Murphy, Becca Hobart, and Nandita Mahesh.